Welcome back to the GYMLESS Coaches Rundown. The date today is Wednesday, the 6th of May. We are here working on your strength endurance work. Now don't forget, with the strength endurance work, it's generally on a timer, which means that we want you guys moving from the 3 exercises that we give you as quick as possible and resting at the end of it. So if you have 20 reps of a lunge, followed by 20 reps of something else and 20 reps of something else, let's try to get through those 60 repetitions as quick as we can with good quality and tempo if it's on there, and then resting at the end for whatever time you have left on the clock. We are starting with your warm-up today. In the warm-up, we are looking for 2 rounds of 5 prone towel passovers, nice and slow, controlling the rotation of the shoulder. Once you've done 5 reps, we're then going to 10 scapular push-ups. Arms are locking nice and straight, legs nice and straight, depressing, retracting those shoulders, and then protracting the top. If it's too hard for you with straight legs, then just drop down to your knees, that's not a problem. Then we'll go into 10 standing calf raises. Calf raises, we're looking for you to try and get cramp in your calves. That is a good sign if you can do that. We then move into our 5 Cossack squats on either side, so that'll be 10 reps in total. Sliding down each side, swapping each time. After your Cossack squat, you'll move into 5 glute bridge walkouts. So your shoulders will be set on the floor, hips as high as possible. Tammy will walk her feet out nice and slow away from her, so her legs are almost straight, and then she comes back up. Again, always trying to keep those hips as high as possible. 2 rounds. Then we will go into 2 to 3 rounds of a more workout specific warm-up using your backpack or any equipment that you're going to be using for the workout today. We'll go through 10 bag bent over rows, followed by 10 bag floor presses. Making Tammy work here. Floor presses for 10 reps, then into 10 bag foot anchored sit-ups. So just place some weight over your feet or slide them under the sofa like Tammy's doing. You don't need to use the backpack. You can get rid of the backpack, 10 reps. Then we're gonna move into 10 bag cycler squats. So for the cycler squats, for the sake of this demonstration, Tammy's gonna use a dumbbell, and she's gonna have a ridiculously high heel elevation, which is not a problem. Remember, a cycler squat, driving those knees over the toes for 10 reps, followed by 10 bag deadlifts. Deadlifts if Tammy turns side on. Remember, hinging through the hip and bending the knee at the bottom as well. Touch the floor, extend back up for 2 to 3 rounds. For your A work today, we're going to be working for 3 minutes for 4 sets. So that means every 3 minutes the clock hits, you'll start a new set. First movement, 16 to 20 alternating reverse lunges. That just means you alternate the legs, stepping back and up, back to your starting position in one smooth movement with the back knee gently touching the floor. Now we'll give you guys plenty of variations to use today, so you can check the coach's notes. But for the lunges, we are looking at either using a front rack position. If you're using a front rack position with a backpack, it's just going to look like what Tammy's got. If you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you can hold it in a goblet position. If you don't want to hold in a goblet position, we can challenge you with the front rack position. Front rack position with a dumbbell, like Tammy's showing, sits on the shoulder, or you can do that with a kettlebell as well. If you're not doing a front rack position, then we can put it on the back. Back rack, we only want you to use a back rack variation if you have a heavier load, for example, a barbell. Otherwise, the last variation we can use today is an overhead variation. This is probably more suitable for those with a lighter load and want to challenge your position a bit more. If Tammy demonstrates a couple of alternated reverse lunges, she can just swap when she hits the halfway point of each set. Change arms and always alternating the legs. The next movement is going to be a set of push-ups. And with the push-ups, we're looking at an unbroken set of anywhere between 10 to 20 reps. Now we're going to demonstrate the full variation of the push-up first. Legs straight, chest and hips coming down to the floor and leaving the floor at the same time. If that's still too difficult for you, we'll talk about the regression in between the kneeling push-up. We're going to control down to the floor, the straight body, drop the knees to the floor and press up. One more time, straight body down, knees and press up. If that's still too hard, then we can complete all the reps in a kneeling position, still maintaining integrity of our hollow position. If you can complete the full variation of the push-up, then we can always wait by adding a backpack to us or a weight plate or we can move to a deficit. Third movement is going to be 10 to 20 reps of an unbroken pulling variation. Now the pulling variation today, we're going to have anything like a bent over row. For example, with a backpack, we can always use a dumbbell for this work as well. If you only have a single dumbbell, if it's light, we suggest using one arm. If it is a heavy dumbbell, you can hold it between both hands and row up to the chest. If you have a TRX or rings available to you, or even a towel looped over a door frame, you can complete supine rows for that movement. For your B work, again, we're going to be working for every 3 minutes for 4 sets. We're going to start with 15 feet elevated glute hip thrusts. Now, Tammy is lucky because she has a perfect little stool there she can chuck her heels onto. What we're looking to do is drive the hips up as high as we can for 15 reps. Now, if that's easy for you, you can always grab a dumbbell or a backpack and stick it on top of your hips, whatever is easiest for you. But we're looking for 15 reps. Have some control as you come back down to the floor each time. For your second movement, we'll then move into our 12 to 20 half kneeling overhead presses. Now with the half kneeling overhead press, if you got a backpack, we're looking for you to work both arms at the same time, just in a half kneeling position. Work on really keeping that midline engaged, rib cage stays down. If you have a dumbbell and you want to work a single arm variation, you can, that's not a problem. If your left knee is down, hold the dumbbell in the left hand as well, just like Tammy is doing there. Again, we are looking for 12 to 20 reps. You can alternate arms when you get to the halfway point. For your third exercise, we're going to go into 12 to 20 bicep curls. Now with the bicep curl, we'll demonstrate with a backpack and a dumbbell. So you can hold the backpack on the straps, keeping the elbows nice and close to the body and curling up. If that's not an option for you, we have a dumbbell. We can grab the dumbbell. Again, if it's a heavy one, you can hold it on either side and curl up. If it's lighter, you can do a single arm variation and swap when you get to the halfway point. If you have a resistance band, you can always use a resistance band as well and move both arms at the same time. For your C work today, we're moving into a 6-minute EMOM, looking to smash out some work through your calves and your ankles. The first minute, you're going to move through 15 to 20 knees over toe calf raises. So we're looking at a slight bend in the knee. You should feel like you're Michael Jackson here as you're driving the calves and squeezing as hard as you can. Remember, we're trying to elicit cramp in the calves if possible. That would be great. The second minute, we then move to our wall-assisted, or in this case, sofa-assisted tibialis raises. The tibialis is a muscle on the front of your shin. From here, we're trying to pull the toes up as high as we can towards the shins. Up and squeeze and back down. Again, there are links in your coach's notes if you want to look at those exercises in isolation. For your accessory work today, we do have a bunch of midline and trunk work for you to get through. Make sure you check out the video for those tips and those movements as well. Otherwise, don't forget to log your scores into WhatUp and have a great Wednesday.